Well, hello and welcome to today's edition of the Pastor's Study. Solomon is telling us that gossip is extremely destructive. He calls it dainty morsels. You know what? And we like dainty morsels. We like those little, crumpets and those little desserts. And we think, oh, they're so wonderful. They're so good. You know what? You eat one or two, and next thing you know, you've eaten three or four, and then you've eaten 5 or 6 or 7. And guess what? You got a problem after a while. Well, he's talking the same way, those words that we think are just little tiny bits. And he said, yet they go down into the body and they are extremely destructive. They destroy the innermost being. He says, it's like an earthen pot. You take that ceramic pot, that red clay flower pot that your mothers used to have, maybe you have in the home, and you say you cover it with silver. So, well, why would I ever want to take a cheap 50 cents $1 pot and cover it with silver? That would be foolish. I'd want it over a good pot. I'd want it over great fine china or something before I put silver on. I wouldn't want my flower pot covered in silver. He said, well, that's what it's like when you have burning lips on a wicked individual. He says, just horrible. Doesn't fit. Doesn't belong. It's destructive. So think about that truth, that how we live and what we do and what we say. What goes on in our lives? What goes on in the things that we do? He says, he who hates disguises it with his lips, but he who lays up deceit lays up deceit in his heart. That person who tries to act and speak and act like they're so kind and wonderful. But you know what? They're being deceptive. And the hatred's being hidden. And it's destructive. Dainty morsels goes to the inner being. Destructive. Silver doesn't belong in a clay pot. Gets destroyed. And deceit in our hearts doesn't belong. So take a look at your life. What needs to be gotten rid of? Till next time in the Pastor's Study, goodbye and may God bless.